I want to talk about risk. Risk is an interesting factor for verifiers to consider. And I've nominally put these in as anonymous, low risk, substantial risk, high risk. There's multiple different terms in each different regions as to what gets used here. But a repeat website visitor who's anonymous, yes, they may use an mDL. At some point in time, they may use an mDL to log in where no attributes are needed. You don't need to know anything about that person. And you may have use cases where you don't need to know anything about the person, but you do need a government issued ID. Then there's sort of low risk, substantial risk, high risk. These risk is met by a level of assurance, by an identity assurance level, how well proofed the identity was, and by an authentication assurance level, how well you authenticate the user. So as you do your use cases, now in day one, you're gonna have a certain proofed level that you get from the government issued IDs, and the user verification is visual or biometric. So you'll be able to sort of meet substantial risk categories. I want to make the point, these are separate concepts from the fact that you need a government issued ID to fulfill a use case. It might have low risk in it in a particular transaction, but yes, you needed to check a driver's license or an ID. And you may have high risk and you need to check. So it's a little separate or orthogonal from. So as you build your use case, you can start to look at risk and how you would meet that risk.